Hey everyone, welcome to day 3. I wanted to go over a strategy for synchronizing the skills on your resume with the skills in a job description, or what we call tailoring a resume. So, for this particular exercise, we're going to look at 3 different tools that are out here on the internet. There are ways to use them for free. Also, you can upgrade to the pro version if you find one you like more than the others, but I'll leave that to you to compare. I wanted to show you how different these 3 tools that do the same thing compare resumes. And one thing I want to really point out to you is that the applicant tracking systems work the exact same way. So if you're looking at ResumeWorded versus SkillSyncer versus JobScan, you're going to get very different scores. And the applicant tracking systems, Taleo versus Workday versus ISOMs, is you're going to get very different results. So the reason we go very broad with our efforts and make sure we tailor a resume in a way that all ATSs see it is this exact same reason. The way that a computer learns to scan a resume and compare it to a job description is through machine learning. So, as it's programmed to identify that programmer and programming mean the same thing, then the scoring gets better and better. But there are some that are very, very, very basic that they can't tell those. So you don't have cloud technologies on that or the really up-to-date machine learning. With that in mind, I wanted to show you, I took a resume writer job description and my personal resume and put it into ResumeWorded. I didn't read the job description beforehand. I just randomly pulled one to show you the difference, but it's going to go through on ResumeWorded. It says that I have a score of a 78. It will tell me what keywords are missing. So, career counseling, counseling. I'm very particular that I don't do career counseling because I don't have a counseling degree. I'm a coach, not a counselor. So, you won't find that on my resume, right? So, on those, there may be a reason, and it also may mean that this isn't a good fit for you if you're getting these really, really important key skills that aren't showing up on your resume. If you're like, well, it's not on my resume for this really good reason, then maybe the position isn't a good fit for you. Or if you read it and realize, well, you guys are using terminology differently, but you're meaning the same thing. So it's a good way to just evaluate that. It's dinging for words like characteristics. What I love about ResumeWorded is I can delete that. I don't want necessarily characteristics to be on my resume. Same thing from discretion. Now, advice, I could absolutely go back and work that in. Interaction, you don't have to have that, or profiles. That would be LinkedIn profiles. I could work that in. So there are ways I could do that. And then it also will tell you what keywords were found. So customer writing, writer, those kind of keywords. I love this platform for those reasons. It's very simple. But let's compare it to a couple of other tools that are available. This one is JobScan. JobScan is a really, really basic, what I call granular search. If you notice, what scored the same exact resume and job search scored a 78 on ResumeWorded, on JobScan scored a 32. And here's something I will tell you, you can drive yourself crazy trying to get your resume perfect. And I don't want you to do that. What I really think is better is to go back in and see what's missing and remember that we match nouns, we don't match verbs. So career service, knowledge of community, like knowledge of community would not be something that you're going to see on a resume. And so, but career coaching, career counseling, those are the type of things that should be on my resume. But if you notice, like I have coaching, I don't have career coaching, so it's not picking it up together. Same thing, confidence. I'm not going to have confidence on my resume. I will have building relationships or flexibility, but those are really important aspects. So, matching skills from the resume or matching from the job description. but we want to make sure that we're going in and seeing, is this something that I should have on my resume versus what's in the job description. So if I look at this and just use it as a basic tool, then I know that there are areas for improvement. If I want to make changes to that, I can. And it's about going back in and just tailoring that to make sure you tell your story effectively in a very succinct way. Okay, same resume, SkillSyncer. This is the same job description, same resume. And here I had a 57 out of 100 and hard skill, soft skill. So again, we're not necessarily going to write some of these soft skills, but what I do like about SkillSyncer is it really does go back in and look at things from a point of view of, would this even show up on a resume? And so I think it does a better job of that. Autonomy is not something that I probably will put on there, although I like the phrase empowered autonomy. I don't have it on my resume. So again, it's a good way to go back in and see, is that something that I need? Would it increase my my score? Would it get me through the system? And learning to use those tools to identify it. Match nouns, don't match verbs or adjectives or descriptors. You want to make sure that we're going for those hard skills, required skills, and you're telling the story. Another great way to compare your resume, and this is always free. There's not limitations on how many you could use. Each of those have, so many per week or per month that you could do for free. But for Tag Crowd, it's always free, and you copy and paste over. For me, I copied my resume, and here's the words in bold that appear the most on my resume. So like job, recruiter, resume search, and then I could do the same thing with the job description and compare them side by side and see which words stand out on each to identify areas I may need to go back and tweak. And again, this isn't going to separate it by hard skills, soft skills. It's just going to be, if you look at the overall brand, my brand would be coach, LinkedIn, recruiter, job, resume search, strategies. Those are areas that stand out because I use those words frequently. If the wrong words are popping out, I need to go back and look at the language on my resume to see, why is it telling that story in that way. So I hope this helps. I just wanted to show you guys these tools and we'll go from there, but I will talk to you all later. Bye.